And welcome back to the Daily Wrap. I'm Joe Concha, joined by my co-host, Rick Unker. And filling out the panel tonight, Higbee and Brown.
Higbee.
Jeb Bush, feeling pressure from Donald Trump, is also getting attacked from the left. The governor is firing back at Democrats who say he's out of touch for saying more Americans need to work a longer day.
We have to be a lot more productive. Workforce participation has to rise from its all-time modern lows. Means that people need to work longer hours and through their productivity gain more income for their families. That's the only way we're going to get out of this rut that we're in.
Of course, he was referring to people trapped in part-time jobs, but that didn't stop Democrats and Hillary Clinton from quickly pouncing on that via the Twitter. Here's what Hillary had to say. Anyone who believes Americans aren't working hard enough haven't met enough American workers. And Governor Bush, well, he fired back, saying anyone who discounts 6.5 million people stuck in part-time jobs work and seeking full-time jobs hasn't listened to working Americans. Soundbite politics, Rick? Are we Americans even paying attention to this stuff?
It is, but I mean, I think maybe you go a little far when you say obviously he was talking about part-time workers. I agree that he was, by the way.
So it's obvious.
It wasn't obvious, though. I mean, okay. he helped himself a great deal with the statement he put out afterwards, and when you look at them both together, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt.
You're just saying it wasn't very artful.
It wasn't artful, and he even had a sentence in there where he said something that would flat out contradict it. But again, you know, I personally am tired of both sides, you know, seizing on these little missteps and trying to sell us all that they've done something outrageous. It wasn't the best way to put it, but I do believe him. He was talking about part-time workers. So
that's right. It's out of context. You know, all these candidates are prone to that when they're trying to explain something like labor force participation, which is at historic lows. He wants more work. He wants more production earnings for the labor force.
Full-time jobs.
That's right. That's right. And so what we have are a lot of underreported figures. He was trying to address that. But, you know, look, all these candidates are going to be attacked.
They're all going to do it.
Any slight advantage. We have a very deep bench, very broad field, and it's going to be competitive.
But it says something really unfortunate about the people they're talking to, the American public.
It does.
And, you know, as much as we all have our various points of view on things, and we like to convey those, we want to entertain our viewers, but we also have a responsibility to educate. And that means telling the truth whenever we can.
Right. If they teach social media classes in college, I mean, they call it political social media, that was a microcosm right there.
Yeah,
where
absolutely.
Hillary Clinton didn't have to call a press conference, didn't have to sit down with somebody. She can give an instant reaction or somebody on her staff, and then Bush can go right back, and then the media is just completely circumvented. Right, and they have millions of followers.
That's exactly
so they're getting the word out. So this is a preview of what we're going to see for the next 484 days. I counted.
I'm not usually a big fan of Bush, and I'll hit him where he should be hit. I don't think he should be hit here.
Where should he be hit, by the way?
See,
upper left shoulder.
Upper left?
Yeah, upper left shoulder. Not so much here or here, but no, I think that Jeb Bush has a lot of weaknesses. I think I've said it before. I think he's the only Republican candidate right now that can effectively and guaranteed lose to Hillary just because of name recognition.
But this is not a kill shot by any means.
No.
We're going to move on.
Yeah,
but
this will be quickly forgotten.
47% comment, though.
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
Taken out of context.
See, now you think that she's a slam dunk to beat Jeb Bush, and I think Jeb Bush is the one candidate that very possibly could beat Hillary.
Well, there's a reason it's called right wing, because I'm
Isn't
right.
that interesting, though? No, actually, I've found that not to necessarily be true. But be that as it may, I actually think he can beat her.
Okay.
Jeb Bush has been the focus of several attacks by Donald Trump, but he might get a little relief as Trump takes aim at Marco Rubio.
Marco Rubio is somebody who is extremely weak on immigration. He all of a sudden toughens his stance because his poll numbers went down. If he ever got elected, you would have people flowing across the border.
Now, there are many things to like about Marco Rubio, but does he have an immigration problem with the base Travis?
No, no way. I mean, Marco Rubio and his family know more about these issues than anything that Donald Trump's ever going to say. I'm sorry, but that's not that's not an issue that you want to attack Marco Rubio or a lot of the other candidates on.
Do you think he just likes attacking people just for the sake of attacking people?
Listen, as I've said before,
it's fun.
He has one attribute that all of our parents wanted us to aspire to: successful. But every other means and matter of his behavior is exactly what every single one of us were taught. Don't behave that way.
Yeah, it is a bit soft.
Don't be a braggart. Right. Don't be rude. Don't be all these things that he is. Look, I mean, again, I'm not the world's biggest fan of Marco Rubio, but that's a ridiculous statement. Now, the real fun's going to come, though, when the other candidates decide to strike back. Because if you go back 7 or 8 years and you look at what the Donald had to say himself on immigration, he's getting himself into some real deep soup.
Well, here's the thing, though. I don't think that the other candidates will strike back, because there is a level of tact that is to be displayed that that Trump is not displaying.
Right.
Who cares? But if they know if they fire back at Trump, he is going to crush them.
Yeah, here's the thing, though. I think they have no choice, because every candidate is going to be asked about Trump. Perry was when
if he
he
stays
sat
on
down.
the top of the list for a week or two too much, then they will.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Donald Trump is holding a big rally in Arizona this weekend. His campaign says due to the overwhelming response, it's being moved to a bigger venue, the Phoenix Convention Center. I thought they were going to say where the Cardinals played. Then I would have been impressed. Is this another sign his message is resonating, Carl Higbee? Okay, that's a yes.
It definitely is.
And against the backdrop of Donald Trump's tough talk on illegal immigration, a federal appeals court today heard arguments on whether it should revive President Obama's executive actions that could protect 5 million illegal immigrants from deportation. Republicans attacked the plan as illegal executive overreach, and most likely the plan will be shot down once again by the Fifth Circuit. Let's look ahead 10, 12 months. Will immigration be the biggest issue of this election, Rick Unger?
Never is, never will be. It will always be the same thing. People will vote their pocketbooks first and foremost. It'll be an ancillary issue, as foreign affairs will be an ancillary issue. But it's always about how much money you think you're going to get.
It's so true, Travis. Always in the end, it comes down to, can this candidate relate to me like President Obama did over Romney? And who's better for the economy right now?
And let us not forget that the single most important polling variable to watch is not all this activity of who's up, who's down. It's the president's current job disapproval numbers. It stays at 52%. Americans are saying we're not better off and we want something different.
Hard for a party to win 3 straight elections. That's certainly for sure, if history is any indication. Anyway, we want to hear from you. Go to newsmaxtv.com/comments and let your voice be heard. More after the break. Stay tuned.